and you're right on time.
Is that a hint to the 4th episode?
Of course it is.
Welcome back, fellow Falcons, to the 4th episode of Better Than Book Talk.
This week we bring you Daisy Jones and the Six.
Wasn't that a TV show?
It was, and actually that's how I heard about it, but I was a good reader, and I read the book before I watched the TV show.
As you should. I've never read it before, though, so you're going to have to tell me about it.
Well, that's what I'm here for. This book follows the story of the independent Daisy Jones, who grew up in a home where she didn't really feel loved that much, and, she turned to music and was able to find herself through music. But as a solo artist, and this takes place during the 70s, or at least the flashbacks do, the whole book is prone to showing their interviews about 35 years later, and it takes back on how Daisy and all the other members of the band saw how the band worked out back then and all the drama that was enticed to it. But it was quite interesting because it was formatted as if you were reading an interview in like a magazine or a newspaper.
That's a strange format. Did it make it harder to read the book?
I mean, not really. I enjoy magazines, and it kind of felt like it was a different spin on it. And I mean, if you really think about it, it's the same thing as reading a screenplay. And I feel like if you can do that and make sense of what was going on, then it shouldn't bother you. But I mean, it's just another book. It made the storytelling so much more livelier, I think.
Did it make you want to start a band?
Quite the opposite. It was too dramatic for me.
If we've convinced you to read Daisy Jones and the Six, you can check it out at your local Henderson libraries for a physical or digital copy.
If you prefer owning your books, you can find it at places like Barnes & Noble, Target, and Walmart. And if our recommendation got to you, go ahead and tag us on Instagram.
This has been Better Than Book Talk,
and we'll see you next week. Welcome to One Star Too Many,
where we read funny 1-star reviews. But don't let this discourage you from reading the book, because obviously if we've reviewed it, we think it's a good book, and we think these are just funny to read.
I personally rated the book 4 stars. Goodreads had it rated at 4.2. But let's see what some other people who didn't enjoy it quite as much as we did. Oh, I get to go first. Ooh, okay. I would rather read Twilight or a Colleen Hoover book, but then I remember they're just as bad, LOL. I guarantee you, as someone who refuses to read Twilight and who has barely read a Colleen Hoover book, this is so much better.
Utter trash. I mean trash, with a great title, ace cover, and a good concept. But trash all the same.
Wow. The only thing I could keep coming back to was, why am I supposed to care? Ouch.
What do we call this? Drivel? Can I call this drivel? Or just cheesy? Faux edgy?
Faux edgy. Wow, this was horrible. Horrible with a capital H. I'm like 90% sure everyone who is in love with this book... Oh, trails off.
All right.
Was that it?
Yeah, I think so. Like, is there anything else you need to say?
No, I just didn't know if that was the last review or not.
Yeah, that was the last review, yeah.